our Katha takes us to Mount Kailash. And seated on Mount Kailash is Mother Parvati. But Mother Parvati has a being who is in her company, but who doesn't choose to sit anywhere but on her lap. This being, he has decided that of all the places to sit, he wants to sit on the lap of Mother Parvati. Tonight I want to tell you with conviction from my heart that the most comfortable seat that you will ever find is the seat in the lap of your mother. Tonight I want to tell you with conviction from my heart that the most comforting love and words that you will ever receive in your existence will come from your mother. Tonight I want to tell you with conviction from my heart that the best food that you will ever eat and enjoy will come from the hands of your mother. Tonight I want to tell you with conviction that there isn't a being in this world that could love you more than your mother. Wonder what your interpretation of her is. At somewhere, in every situation, there is still love in her heart for her children. Mother Parvati, seated there, her son Ganesh is in her company, but Ganesh chooses to sit on the lap of Mother Parvati. And he could have sat anywhere, on the lap of Lord Shiva, on the ground, anywhere. But he chooses to sit on the lap of his mother. While we have mother, while we have that person who is called Ma, it is important for us to make the maximum use and enjoy every single moment that you have with her, because you never know when will be your last. The great proverb says, you never miss the water until the well goes. You will never miss your mother until she closes her. Seated on the lap of Mother Parvati, Lord Ganesh is sitting there. Have you ever gotten a scratch from your mother? Have you ever gotten a rub or a squeeze from your mother? Have you ever got a kiss from your mother? Have you ever received a gift from your mother? One girl said to me, my mother bought me a little piece of jewelry, a little piece. And I have that in a very safe place. And I said to her, so will you ever wear it? I may not wear it. Will you ever give it away? I will not give it away. Why? Because in a time when my mother had almost zero, she found something to give me a gift. And so it is sentimental because I know of this sacrifice that went into it. So I'm going to hold on to it because it is meaningful to me. Tonight, the actions of our mothers must be recognized as meaningful. Whether how they approach us and whether what they do and whether how the situations unfold in front of us. Without mother, we will not exist. And even for that, we must say thank you. Ganesha is sitting on the lap of Mother Parvati. Jokingly, when you sit on the lap of your mother, she says, move, you'll break out my foot. Can you imagine what the experience is like for Mother Parvati? Because Ganesha is Lambodhar. Lambodhar means he is pot-bellied. And his pot belly is symbolic of the entire universe. Can you imagine the weight of the universe? Is the universe heavy or light? And I don't know about you. I'm on the earth and it's a part of the universe and I kind of heavy. So imagine all of us together, the weight. And so as he sits there on the lap of Mother Parvati, he says, Ma, उसके कथा में मुझको करने वाली है जिसमें कथा हो सुंदर है। पार्वती माता सुंदर भाषा है जिसमें वाणी का स्वभाव करने वाली, जिसमें माता उवाचा. The Devi sits there And Ganesha looks at his mother and he says, Ma, tell me a katha. Tell me some kind of story. Tell me something. You'd be surprised to know the kind of lessons you will learn just by sitting and listening to your mother. A daughter-in-law will become very experienced if she's intelligent enough to keep her mother-in-law as her best friend. Because judging from the stories that mother-in-law will tell, there is a proverb that says the chip doesn't fall very far from the... Have you ever heard that? And so, Mother Parvati, she begins to tell Sundar. Sundar means in a beautiful tone. You ever hear your mother sing before? Have you ever heard your mother sing before? Some evening I said to Sintra, sing a bhajan, something. And she said, what? I said, well, pretend you're in the bathroom and you sing. Anything that comes to mind, you just sing. Because when you're in the bathroom, you don't think about what you're singing. You just sing because you're enjoying the moment, isn't it? So enjoy the moment and sing anything that comes to mind. And so Lord Ganesh sitting there, Mother Parvati, she begins to tell. Mother Parvati begins to tell, at one time there lived Charo Bhai. Char means Charo Bhai. Char, ek, do, teen, char. Char means 4. Charo Bhai. Bhai means, in time gone by, you address not only your brothers, your biological brothers as Bhai, but your cousins, you'll call them Bhaiya, isn't it? And your cousins who are the female, you'll call them Didi. We are so trained in the family that we call Didi Auntie Didi. That's the name we call Didi, Auntie Didi, out of respect. One of the daughters, her name is Daughter. And they call her daughter, that's not her real name, they call her Daughter because she's the daughter, you know. And then we start calling her Auntie Daughter, out of respect. There is one we call Uncle Mamu. Nobody says Aja, we say Ajo. And we have to address the Ajis. So one Aji is a little older than the other one. So we say Old Aji and Young Aji. One couldn't hear properly, we say Deafy Aji. One couldn't walk properly, so we used to call her Barefoot Aji. One used to only smoke, so we call her Broadway Aji. And so everybody had a handle to their name, and you know exactly who they are just by the handle that is placed. But the important ingredient in that whole equation is Aji, the respect that will be given. Charo Bhai, they lived 4 brothers, and their praises were sung everywhere, and everybody knew about them. They were very popular. Hearing this, Lord Ganesh, he becomes attentive. And he's asking his mother, what were they known for? And the mother says, they were known for how foolish they were. That's what they were recognized for how foolish they were. Everybody knew them because they were murk. Murk means unintelligent, foolish. Have you ever met with some person that you consider to be unintelligent, foolish? Why are you looking at me? Chiki, why are you looking at me like that? They were known because they were unintelligent, they were foolish. And so everybody knew them. Do you know in every family, there is that one person that whether what situation unfolds, you know you can pick up your phone and call that one person. And some kind of result will come. Do you know that? Do you know in every family there is one person, you want to send some news, you pick up the phone and call that one person. and you call that person CNN Mausi. That Mausi is in charge of transmitting the news. Good, bad, fake, real, any kind of news. Just give Mausi and she distributes. They were known for how foolish they were. How intelligent are we? Let me ask an easier question. Jagannath, how foolish are we? And so, Mother Parvati says, the Lord Ganesh. The brothers thought that they should do something to erase the stigma from their name. And so they sought advice from their Guru. Seeking advice from their Guru, the Guru gave an instruction. And what instruction will he give? Listen, it tells us. Meeting with the Guru gives an advice, a shocking advice. Have you ever been given a shocking advice? Have you ever received some shocking news? Has something shocking ever happened to you? You ever get shocked by electricity? Papa, you ever get shocked? Never? Well, we can't say never, yeah, because we never know what could happen in the future, but in the past. The Guru says, the first thing you have to do to bring some kind of result is you have to stop keeping each other's company. For you only learn, you're limited to learning with the environment and the company that you keep. So in order to expand, you must leave each other's company and stop spending so much time with each other. Have you ever heard? Show me your friend and I'll tell you. Show me the company that you keep and I'll tell you the kind of person you are. You keep the company of those who are ambitious, and automatically some of their ambition erases on you. And you keep the company of those who have, and then you know what happened? You get just so. You keep the company of those who are on the quest to success and growth, and automatically you begin to climb too. Because it becomes normal. The environment that you're in promotes this. So it becomes a part of you. And so the Guru giving the instruction, all four of them, they went in 4 different directions. Going in different directions, what will happen? Listen, Mother Parvati is telling. They went in different directions and they spent a prolonged period of time away from each other. Have you ever had to spend time away from the people who are close to you? Maybe your children, they have to go abroad to study. And then after years, they come back. And when they come back, they eat in the sada roti with a knife and fork. And in your mind, you look at them and you say, and then they say, well, I don't want to get my nails nasty. Or they have to help you knead the flour, so they're kneading it with a spoon. Actually with a kitchen aid. I can't knead the flour, I need a kitchen aid. Something to help me knead the flour. They spent a prolonged period of time away from each other. And then a time came when all of them, they came back in each other's company. Do you know there are some people that after meeting them after a prolonged period of time, you meet them and they're total strangers? Do you know there are some people that you did not see them for a prolonged period of time, and when you meet them, you pick up right back from where you left off. Right away. You begin to laugh and talk and enjoy each other's company right from where you left off. It is as though there was no missing time. There was no missing gap. You know, some people take a plane and go to Tobago and come back with an accent after 2 days. Or some people take a car ride to Mayaro and come back with an accent. My mother lives in New York, 32 years. When she's talking, I say, Ma, how come you don't have an accent? How come? She said, you didn't know. I was born in Trinidad. I'm a Trinidadian. I said, so how do you say roti? Do you say roti? She said, I say roti. Do you know right here in Trinidad, there's some people when they talk, you have to wonder, so where you came from? And they say, well, I come from Palmis. Do you know? I will take a walk there. And every person I meet, I will say good evening to. But do you know, if I don't say good evening, nobody says good evening to you. Because you know why? It's Palmis. And one day I decided not to say good evening to anybody. One man stood up and he said to me, he said, you're very rude for Pundit. You passed me straight. And I turned to watch him and I twist my foot. I said, that's why I was passing you straight. You see? Come help me fix my foot now. The environment that you're in kind of changes your behavior, your temperament, isn't it? We must always be grounded and have our foot on the ground. And whether what is around us, the ship doesn't sink because of the water around it, you know. The ship sinks because of the water that gets into it. So we could be in the company and the atmosphere and the environment, but we don't have to be like that. You could never be too big or too great or too high or too mighty or too rich to tell anybody Seetahal. We're ashamed to tell everybody Seetahal now. You see, now we no longer say Seetahal in the greeting. We say yo, sup. Not what's up and thing again, no. Sup, S-U-P. And so, four of them meeting with each other after a prolonged period of time. They were very proud now to show what they had learned while apart from each other. The eldest, he was given the privilege to go first and listen to what he learned while he was away. The eldest one, he mastered the art of Kesh. Kesh means bone. He mastered the art of bones. He could do anything once it came to bones. And so he mastered the art of looking after bones. He was also proud to say that using the knowledge that he gained, if any kind of bone from any kind of animal or human was found, he could mount it and make back the feature. And he was proud to say that he was now versed in this. The second son, the second brother, he too had become a master. And what was he a master at? Listen, it tells us. He had become an expert in hair and skin. An expert in hair and skin. Do you know there are some people, they're very conscious that even in their littlest purse, they have a little comb or a brush that they have to comb their hair. Before they come out the car, they have to fix their hair. And they have to put on a little lipstick, and they just put on lipstick to go. But they have to fix it and make sure that they're very conscious. He had mastered the art of hair and skin. The second one, listen, it tells us. He says, all I learned was to sit down and do nothing. Because I was in an ashram where I was being fed and clothed and so I learned absolutely nothing. And I'm proud to say to you, I learned nothing. I have nothing to offer. The child goes to school, but does that mean that the child is learning anything in school? You're dropping the child and putting the lunch in the bag and putting the money in the pocket and sending the child to school. But does that mean that that child will come out having passes or will be a failure? He says, I went into the Gurukul, I went into the ashram, I got nice food and nice clothes and nice everything, but I came back learning nothing. I learned nothing. Do you know there's some people, they spend their whole life going everywhere, satsang and puja and church and temple and mosque, and you know what they learn? What they learn? It is a competition. Which chair I could sit down in, and who could get the front chair, and that chair have my seat. You need to move. That's why I just sit down. I just want to see the Pundit. I must see up in his nose when I sit down there. And if I don't see up in his nose, I feel like I didn't go in the prize. I have to be up in front. And then you get up from the chair and you watch. You say, but I didn't see Frontinat mark here. How come you sure this is your chair? He says, I learned nothing. But his smallest son, he was proud. He says, I learned something great. I learned the art of bringing to life anything that has died. Animal, plant, human, anything that has died, I can bring it back to life. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Do you know there's some people, anything they touch, it will flourish, it will grow, it will prosper? Do you know there's some people, anything they touch, it dead? They pick up flowers from your tree and the next day it dry down. Somebody ever go to your lime tree and pick a lime and the next day lime say, find me? The tree quail up and die and you say, And then you in an effort go now and get a magnesia bottle. You know the magnesia bottle? And you turn it upside down, hoping that you could revive the tree from the bad hand or the bad eye. The old people used to believe that not only touching the tree, there's some people, they have the energy when they watch the tree dry down. That's why in their garden they will put up the blue flags and they'll put the blue bottles and they'll put so that no eyes will go. You know about that? It says, after spending time now in each other's company while walking, the eldest brother stumbles on some bones. He is happy and he wants to show what he has learned. He immediately mounts up the bones. And mounting up the bones, the third brother, he is versed in skin and hair and flesh. And so he places skin and hair and flesh onto the carcass. The second brother, poor boy, don't know nothing, so he's just watching. And then the smallest, he breathes life into the animal. And the animal becomes alive. And what kind of animal? Of all the animals, a lion. A lion that has been dead for many, many years. They have resurrected and brought back to life. And a lion that has been dead for a long, long time, alive now, is in search of, doesn't have to go far to find food because food is right in front of. He devours all four of them. And as the lion eats all four of them, Lord Ganesh looks at Mother Parvati and he says, Ma, can I ask you? Of all four of them, who is responsible for the destruction that has been caused? And Mother Parvati says, the one who is responsible for the destruction is the one who bred life into the animal. He is the one responsible. Tonight, I want to tell you that we are responsible for what we breathe life into. And let us learn to breathe life into positive, energizing, valuable things. Let us not breathe life into insignificant beings and situations. And some things are better left dead. Not even dreaming of resurrecting or breathing any life into it. Mother Parvati says, the one who has bred life into the lion, that is the one responsible for destruction. Tonight I want to ask you, how much times have we bred life into things that should have been left dead and in the past? How much times we have resurrected? Do you know something happened 40 years ago? Until the day you're dead, you'll have to hear about it. Till the day you leave. Actually, the way they will want to say it about you, they might put it in your eulogy too. Because you do a million good things, but you're remembered for the... Every one of us, there is some petition that we have. Every one of us, there is some desire that we have. Every one of us, there is some wish that we have. Every one of us, there is some dream that we are chasing. Tonight, I want to tell you that with conviction from our hearts, we're going to pray to the Divine Goddess. Four of you, I want you to stand and turn to the Devi. Put your hands towards her and let us pray. All of you, let us stretch our hands to the Devi. And tonight, let us draw some strength and some power from the Devi. Let us pray to the Devi. Janani Ma, may you listen to our prayer. May you bless us with our wishes and our desires. Stretch your hand, Chiki. Stretch your hand to the Devi. And tonight, ask her, pray to her, beg her, talk to her.